when you have AI, right, the two groups I want you to think about is somebody who's at the start of their career, who's really the whole thing is about how do I get my first opportunity, or somebody who's already in it, they have something going on at, let's say, mid-level. The downstream of that is with these new technologies that are available, what new companies can now be formed, right? What new companies is it possible to create today that it was not pre-AI? Pre-LLMs, pre-GPT-3, GPT-4 that we have today. What companies were not possible to create? That's number one. Not a lot of new companies will be created. That's one positive lining here. It's a new paradigm shift. An early technology that has not had its iPhone moment, right? You could say ChatGPT was that first iPhone moment where the general public was like, wow, this is magic. I can use this. But really, really, have we had that iPhone moment? That's a debatable thing, right? The thing that AI will do is it's actually the biggest catalyst to this space. The reason you and I have UI UX designer jobs, bro, is because the smartphone exists. Now, when the smartphone came out, it was a disruptor, because what happens now to people who've built their entire career on web design, right? Will they adapt to this new thing? You have to train developers in an all new language, designing for an all new device, a phone, right? So similarly, this is that another iPhone moment. You and I here, we think about things like programming, development, design as relatively stable jobs because they're in high demand. But the reason that happened is because of the iPhone. It's because of these tech paradigm shifts. And we're in the middle of one. So what it's going to do is it's going to stop certain things, right? Things will change. The nature of work, the nature of teams, the nature of cooperation, the whole game changes. But then that's not a bad thing, guys. The good thing here is that let's just say when something new happens, everybody has a chance to get on something from day one, right? Today, I'm sure some of you feel like if I'm entering the industry so late, I've missed out on all this stuff. And maybe it's just because you were in college. But when a new paradigm shift comes, everybody's new, right? So to give you a development example, somebody who was coding before iPhone apps came, right? They did not know Objective-C, which eventually became Swift, right? They knew C, but Objective-C is still kind of different, right? So the advantage was a lot of newbie developers could directly learn Objective-C and get over there, right? Just giving you a simple example. Similarly for Swift, right? Or some of these new Web3 technologies. Suddenly, you have as much experience as somebody who says, oh, I have 20 years of experience, but then the technology came out 2 months ago. You do not want to be paralyzed by stuff like this. It shouldn't overwhelm or saturate you so much that you start ignoring it, which is okay actually. But every once in a while, you need to see, which is there something here that is alpha, right? Early technology shifts, crypto, Web3, if you were here for that, right, when it took off, you know what happened. It's all about alpha. Now, of course, alpha when it comes to AI is different from the type of alpha when it comes to Web3 and crypto, right? It kind of means something different. But in general, it's a piece of information that puts you ahead of the market, right? You get to see the future before everybody else. That's what alpha is, right? And the main way you get that is by talking to people who are thinking along that similar wavelength. Most of the world is not really thinking up every day and thinking, oh, AI, what's happening? They're just living their life, right? The effects of AI, they will feel it way later downstream. So for system level thinkers, for UX designers, this is actually the most interesting time to be alive, right? Honestly, as a UX designer, one of the most interesting times was definitely last decade with the whole app store thing. Right? Today, you and I know that, unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be another YouTube, right? Unfortunate, but it wasn't like that, right? The space was kind of broad and very open. Like, you don't know which app could be the next big one. People in tech, we were just thinking about it. We were like, dude, like, we're not going to launch another food delivery app. And now suddenly there are new Lego blocks that have just rained on us. Not literally, right? We've invented these as humans, but that's what makes this new. That's what makes this fresh. If you are purely playing in the space of ideas and what's possible and doing demos and being a hacker, being somebody who is experimenting and prototype, best time to be alive. Thank you for watching that video, guys. This is Design Morpheus. If you're interested in learning more about future tech, check out our recent video on the channel on Humane. We're super excited about AI, AR, and VR changes that are happening this year that designers will be able to design for. And if you're interested in going deep into UI UX design, figuring out how you can build a career in this and doing it with like-minded creative folks just like you, as part of this cohort, we also have a new AI module where we're going to be teaching you how do you use some of the generative tools to generate artwork, how do you use ChatGPT as a creative partner to help you genuine problem solving, making decisions, as well as creatively brainstorming. We have a module dedicated to AI that I'm super excited to debut in this cohort. I would highly suggest checking out cohort 7 of 10K designers. Applications are open only for a few weeks in a year. As of now, applications are open and we plan to start in late June. So I would definitely suggest checking that out. That's 10kdesigners.com, link in the description, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye. Neo, you're the chosen one.